3, 2, 1.
I can hear my stomach. It's probably that sour cream.
You just ruined the intro.
Oh.
Beyond Movement.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Movement.
So today is going to be a bonus episode. So I found this quiz. It's called 36 Questions to Fall in Love. And
Was that actually the...
And we're going to do it.
I thought you were joking about it.
We're going to do it together. Because you don't love me enough. You don't appreciate me.
Yeah, I only gave you 50 kudos. That's it.
No, that's actually what the quiz is. So it's 36 questions to fall in love. But for me, this 36 questions just to get to know somebody better. So I figured me and you could get to know each other better, and any of our listeners who might be interested in this as well.
Especially our new listeners.
Or they can do this.
Having like 3,000 downloads in like a month. It's you got to make sure they know who they're listening to.
Or this might inspire somebody to do this with their loved ones. So if you just Google 36 questions to fall in love, Diane and I have done this. We're not all the way through. It's quite extensive. So it normally goes in 3 parts, 12 questions. We're going to maybe try to bang out 6 right now. And if we enjoy doing it, we'll do it again. But for now, this is just a bonus episode. So not our typical Friday release. Maybe on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know.
We don't release it on Fridays.
Yeah, I know. After
Monday.
I said that. So, let's just dig into it here. Question.
So Eric here has an idea what this is about. I have not seen this.
I've technically already done this once with Diane, so I kind of have the answers maybe preloaded in my mind because it's not going to change that much. And
so
if it does,
it's mostly about me then. Damn. All right.
Yeah, but you'll know about me too. But anyways, question 1. Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want to have as a dinner guest? You want me to go first while you kind of
I don't know if I'm ready for this podcast, bro.
Oh, my God. Okay, let me go first.
Sure.
You can listen, and while you're listening, you can think a little bit. For me, I know there's a lot of interesting people in the world, but I was really interested to speak to my grandma who passed away. That's my grandma on my dad's side, and that's like the family that I'm closest with, at least with my dad and my uncle. And I really just kind of want to ask her questions about like that family dynamic. Like, what was my dad and uncle like when they were young? What did they get up to? How did kind of like the relationships kind of the ebbs and flows of the relationships, because it's not really great right now, and I kind of want to know how it became that way. So like grandma was definitely one. As far as like yeah, it'd be interesting to like interview like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or like some guys who are like extremely intelligent, but a lot of that you can just get from, I don't know, just
watch videos of them.
Yeah, it didn't really appeal to me that. But like, I'm like, the information that my grandma has about my family is not information that I could get from anywhere else. Like, you can get financial advice or car advice or book advice or a lot of different like knowledge from people, but that's like that family information. It's only can get from one place. So for me, it was grandma, and she's not here anymore.
Pretty much the same answer for me. So I came here to Canada 2009. And ever since then, year after year, every Christmas, like we celebrate Christmas, like Filipinos would know this. We celebrate Christmas and New Year a little differently than probably the rest of the world.
Pretty hyped.
I don't know, a little bit too hyped, right? And that's always been like an important celebration that me and my family back in the Philippines would do, and it's like always like a big reunion, right? It'll range from like 40 people to like, let's say like the biggest reunions will be like 100 plus people. My grandpa, ever since I came here, would text me I guess through Messenger at that point, because he had a Facebook account. Then I think my sisters or my brothers created a Facebook account for him so he can be in touch with us, right? Or with me here in Canada. Every Christmas, every New Year, he would ask me if I was coming home to celebrate. and 2015, sadly, he passed. And for me, it was always there was always a reason why I couldn't go home. Right, so I was like, oh, it's too busy. Work's nuts.
It's a big trip.
Well, actually, back then it wasn't. That's the sad part. It was just me. Like I could have booked myself a trip and just spent even a week for his request. And he, like, we were very close to him. Like me, my brothers, my sisters. He was basically, he has 4 kids, right? So my mom and then a sister and then 2 other, my uncles. But he was closest to our family. I think because they lived close to us, and then there's so many of us kids, right? I'm from a family of 6. So he just helped us, him and my grandma helped to basically raise us. So he would be at our house every day to like cook, feed the kids, take the kids to school. He basically raised us, right? So we were very close. But yeah, 2015 he passed, and it was almost a regret for me. I'm like, why didn't I buy that $1,000 ticket? It's $1,000.
Yeah, you don't strike me as somebody with a lot of regrets in life either.
And this is probably one. This is one.
Yeah,
this is one, right? So I never really had, since I left, I never really had a chance to see him again.
So
right?
You just wish you had that
yeah.
An opportunity for dinner.
Yeah, like, first of all, to like apologize, and like, I don't know what I was thinking, and it's always been like he's ingrained that, like, and to all his grandkids and my mom, my dad, like, family is number one. There's nothing else, right? But for some reason, I had all those excuses that just busy. I have a kid now. I don't want to leave them. Don't have enough money to buy tickets for all of us. Just a bunch of excuses.
See, ours is like, it's same answer, but almost a little different. Because you knew your grandpa pretty well, you would say?
Oh, yeah.
So like my grandma, she passed when I was still in elementary. And I don't have many memories of her other than all the perfect memories of a child being like, grandma spoiled me. She made me pancakes and bacon and eggs whenever I want. She always gave me chocolate milk, arts and crafts. Like, all my memories of her, it's almost like angelic.
Yeah.
Like, she was perfect.
Oh, yeah, no. I've seen good and bad on this one.
I've seen no bad of grandma. She was just, as a child, she was like the super grandma. Everything was perfect. And that's what's like interesting to me, because I've never met a perfect human in my life. But in my head,
I guess most of your experiences
in my memory, she was as close as it gets. I never saw any bad side of her as a child. Yeah. It was all behind closed doors and stuff. And like, even my mom would say, like, she fought with grandma sometimes, and I'm like, really? Like, about what? Like, I don't get it. Because even if grandma was upset, it's because you maybe did something dumb, like you spilt some food, or you spilt some beverage or something like that. You know what I mean? So like, that was warranted. It wasn't like greed or envy or like any of the 7 deadly sins. You know what I mean? Like, she was just perfect. So it's kind of why I want to have dinner with her.
Yeah, I'd give up so many things right now. I'd give up so many things just to have that one dinner.
Okay, question 2 is an interesting one. Would you like to be famous, and in what way? You want me to go?
I think I already am, but
oh my god,
3,000 downloads a month.
That was 3,000 of all time.
Of all time, sorry. All right. Jeez. 1 year then. It's growing. I've never really thought of it.
This is a weird one, yeah, because when I asked Diane, like, I found Diane's answers interesting, but we'll go to me. For me, I wouldn't want to be famous to the point, like, movie star famous, where I require bodyguards, people, like, you can't walk anywhere without anybody like running up to you and like bugging you or harassing you. Like, that kind of fame or notoriety, I think, would get irritating after a while. Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson famous. I don't think I would enjoy that. Like, he enjoys it, I think, and he manages it well, but I don't think I would be able to. So like, famous is a weird one.
Is that what you're saying? Is like, you don't want to be famous, let's say, like, well, Diane, in the world, like world famous?
Yeah.
Or what about, like, let's say local?
That's what I'm saying. So Diane was, she linked the famous to money. she's like, oh yeah, I want to, like, she linked it together with money. And I'm like, well, you know, the CEO of Nike, no one knows who the hell that guy is, but he's rolling. He's rolling in money. Or the CEO of Under Armour, or Rogue, the guy who created Rogue.
Yeah.
No one knows who those guys are, but they rolling in money. So they're not famous, but they're rich. So the question is not, do you want to be rich?
Yeah.
Is, do you want fame? And if you do want fame, why? So for me, the fame that I wanted was not like movie star fame. For me, it honestly surrounds around this podcast. I would like this podcast to grow, and I would like an audience because I think we spread a good message. I think we talk about real topics that people can relate to. So for me, I want it to spread, and I want it to grow, but not to the point where people stop me where I go, like in the mall, like people like rushing me, being like, oh my God, you're from Beyond Movement or whatever. But more so, like, it would be amazing if this podcast could reach some big numbers. Let's say even 10 to 20,000 people who are listening or downloading. To me, that's famous. There's an audience behind us, or a little bit of influence behind that. The end game for me is never money, though, to be like super rich. I don't think money is the answer to all of life's problems. But for me, so like fame, it's about spreading a good message, having a little bit of a positive influence, and unlocking some freedoms in life.
Like what?
So freedoms in life being, I don't think a lot of people enjoy their work. I don't think people chase their dreams enough. I don't think people chase happiness. I think they chase comfort, and they chase what's easy and what's safe. So for me, I would like to like chase like what makes me happy, and fame, like it kind of unlocks that eventually. Because if this podcast reaches a point where it takes off, we could do another podcast, or we could do another project. Like, it allows us to do, it opens up the doors for us to start doing more projects that we enjoy, rather than just working a job that we hate for the next 50 years. So because I like having these conversations, I like editing the podcast, I like doing the YouTube stuff. It's all stuff that intrigues me and I find interesting, and I think we have a good head on our shoulders. And like I said, I think we spread a good message. So if that can compound and kind of create a life that allows us the opportunity to do what we want to do and not be locked down or tied down to something else because we have to, it's kind of what it is.
Famous. I don't know if I want to be famous. I want to be...
It's really weird answering that question and saying that I want this podcast to grow too.
It's almost like my imagination's going, like what is famous, right? Like famous would be, walking down the street, walking down the mall, and people just like, hey, gonna take a picture. I think that's what it is to me. Yeah. Right. But I think famous could also be, well, this guy wrote a book, right? Like made an impact in my life. I don't know. I feel like
the definition is like defining it's weird.
It's almost like I want to be famous almost in a way that, you know, I've helped, let's say, X amount of people change their lives.
That's what I mean. The fame unlocks influence to help others, to help more, to spread more.
Yeah. And I think that will...
So you don't want fame for your ego, your narcissistic tendencies. It's more of like to spread influence and help more people.
If you can have that influence, if you can have that voice that, you know, as soon as you speak, like people listen right away, and then they try and follow whatever you say. Yeah, I almost want to get to that point because, like you said, I believe that we spread a good message. Yeah, right, and we try, and I enjoy seeing people become more successful than what they already are. Doesn't matter what it is, like fitness or business or relationships. Yeah, mostly relationships. A lot of people, I feel like, has a lot of broken, like.
A lot of people settle for...
They compensate their like inner sadness by like either buying stuff or eating stuff or drinking stuff. You know what I mean? So...
Even to get through their days, like you're saying, like when I say people working jobs and doing things that they don't want to because they have to, it's like, oh, I need like 3 cups of coffee to get me going, and then I need to drink alcohol at night to shut me down. It's like there's not enough inner fire, inner passion or purpose or fulfillment to actually just
be excited and wake up. Yeah.
Without the shit, without the uppers or the downers.
True. Do we want to be famous? Calgary, maybe.
Mediocrely. So that's what
I want to know.
Internet famous is different. If we had, let's say, 500,000 followers apiece, I don't think we could go to them. Like, we could still go to the mall. No one's going to recognize us. Yeah. That's 500,000 worldwide.
Yeah.
So, like, people who have worldwide fame.
Yeah. I think I want to have not really famous in Calgary, but like, I would like for the people who know us can like refer other people to, let's say, hey, listen to those podcasts or whatever, train with those guys or,
yeah, right.
Good reputation. And yeah, just good influence, I guess.
So yeah, tricky question. Here's a funny one. Very. This is an easy question now. That was a harder one. Easy question. Number 3. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
No.
So I knew you would say no.
Yeah.
I say that because I think you're pretty confident, smooth, easygoing. Your confidence really helps you in that. Yeah. Easy question for you. So for me, the answer was yes, but only in one circumstance. The only time I ever rehearsed a phone call is when I was making a phone call that I felt was negative. So when we're working and I had to call somebody who I knew was upset, or I knew it was going to be a negative call and not a good one, I'd always like sit there and like I would procrastinate, maybe not rehearse what I was going to say, but I would procrastinate, like I really don't want to make this call. Oh man, like, and I'd sit there and okay, just get it done, man. Like bang, 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 dial the number, pick it up, and then start the conversation. But like, it's that negativity when people, especially when it's unwarranted, when I know people are just making excuses and just trying to pass the buck and not take responsibility for their own actions and stuff like that. Like, I can't stand that.
You don't like that conversation.
I have no patience for it when I I just want to call somebody out and say, you're full of shit. You know you are. Stop believing your own lies.
Yeah.
But that's not my place to say.
Yeah. I've never, no.
So yeah. Only those calls. Any other thing, no problem. I don't care.
Well, I don't think I'm rehearsing, but like when you have like a negative phone call coming up, like I just want to make sure that I have all the info.
All the answers.
All the answers, or like just bluntly, if there's no answer, then there's no answer. But
yeah, that's an easy one.
No.
What would constitute a perfect day for you right now?
That's hard.
Okay, I'll give you mine. You can think while I talk. Mine was pretty easy. Mine was actually very, I think, humbling, but it's 100% true. Mine is waking up in the morning, cuddling Diane a little bit in the morning, summer, but not too hot. Make a nice breakfast, like a really nice breakfast, like pancakes, eggs, bacon, lots of fruit, good coffee. We watch a show while we're eating breakfast together, clean the house, take Koba for a walk to the off-leash park. When we go to the off-leash park, though, we go to the river, and we actually walk in the river. Like, I'll actually walk upstream, if you will, with Koba, and we just walk upstream. Sun's hitting you, a little bit of light breeze, cold water, though. Just walking along the river. Then we maybe take Koba to the store, give him a bath, so he's nice and clean. Come home, drop Koba off, and then we maybe go out for a nice dinner somewhere, and then come home and like just relax and spend time together. That's like honestly my perfect day. Maybe throw in a workout in there too, somewhere, squish one in the morning or something. I would need the workout too to have a really good day, and Diane wouldn't have to join me on that. That would be just like my own time. But those are all right now probably my favorite things, aside from like I love recording podcasts right now.
Yeah.
But my favorite things right now is working out, spending time with Diane, and going to the river. That's my perfect day.
Perfect day is for me, and it doesn't matter what we do. I think a perfect day is just to be able to spend the whole day from morning till night and do what my kids and my wife would want to do. It doesn't matter to me as long as I'm with them, maybe with no phones.
Everyone's healthy, whether it's swimming or going to the park or whatever. Yeah,
whatever they feel like. It's almost like I wake up, say good morning to everyone, give everyone a hug, which every morning pretty much happens anyway, right? And then, what do you guys want to have for breakfast? This is what you want for breakfast. Okay, I'll make it what you want. I'll make it what you want for everyone. And then, what do you guys want to do today?
Yeah.
And I want the answer to always be yes. Doesn't matter what they want. I want the answer to be yes. So whether that requires money or time or days or whatever, I just want to be able to say yes. That would be a perfect day for me.
Easy question. When's the last time you sang to yourself or to someone else? Are you a singer?
I pretty much sing probably every day.
Really?
Yeah.
By yourself?
At home, by myself, in the car.
What music you
while I
singing, bro?
drive. I don't know. I mostly listen to Christian music, believe it or not.
Yeah. I knew that.
Yeah. Well, in old school, a little bit 90s, like rock.
Yeah, I know your kid said that you listen to some heavy metal. For me...
But I sing, yes.
Yeah.
Not very good, but I sing. I don't care.
Yeah, I sing like shit.
I don't care who's listening.
You'll calm down.
Whoa.
I sing primarily in the car, normally by myself more so, and it'll be to like lots of rap songs. My brain's pretty good at remembering like rap lyrics, so a lot of the rap songs I like, I'll kind of just like rap. I wouldn't say it's singing though as much as I'm just saying the words with them. I'm not trying to like hit tones or anything like that.
I do. Oh.
No,
wow.
I don't. For me, I'm just saying the words as they, and then just keeping up the tempo, if you will. Singing to someone else, the only other person that would hear that is probably Diane in the car, and that's like if I'm just in a great mood and I don't mind it, I'll just kind of say the words while she's in the car with me.
Say the words or sing?
Say the words, yeah. I don't sing.
I sing to there was actually a point where I try and put all my kids to sleep by singing to them.
I'm such a shitty singer and creative person.
I don't know if I'm a good singer. I just sing.
Yeah, I can't dance, can't sing. Just not in my blood. But
You're just a rapper.
just a gangster.
Gangster. Watch out.
All right, this is gonna be last one. This is a weird one. Last one for this episode anyways, and then we'll shut your phone up.
I know, I'm sorry.
Are you rookie or professional?
We pros, bro.
This is kind of a weird one too, depending on how you take it. Diane said I took all this shit with a negative mindset, and I'll tell you why after. So if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind of a 30-year-old or the body of a 30-year-old for the next 60 years of your life, what would you want?
Next 60 after you're 90?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you want a 30-year-old body or a 30-year-old mind? And now I'll tell you why Diane got mad at me, because I was digging into her for this kind of shit. Because I just see it all in the negative. I'm like, well, if you have a 30-year-old body, but your mind's a fucking potato, and you're in the hospital, and you're just sitting there. You're just sitting there, or you have the 30-year-old mind, but your body's smoked, so you're like you're just twirling thoughts in your own mind. So I'm like, I can't say either because it's both bullshit.
Yeah, I would go for a 30-year-old mind.
So you have no body, you're just in your own brain going crazy by yourself.
I can still affect a lot of people in a positive.
No, you can't speak.
In a positive.
You can't speak, bro.
The fuck is that?
You're fucking.
Oh, sorry.
You only have your mind because your body's 90 years old.
Well, yeah, 90-year-old people can still talk, bro.
No, they can't.
Oh yeah.
Not
Oh
you.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
you. Not when you're 90.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'll show you in 60 years.
I'll show you 60.
I'm gonna walk up to you.
Meet you there, bro.
Hey, Eljay, I told you so. Remember that time?
I think yeah. Answer that question for me. I'd go with a 30-year-old mind. I think I can still have there's nothing better, and I think that's why we both enjoy this. I don't think there's anything better, especially with the people you love and care about, than a good conversation.
Yeah.
So
if you had like a 90-year-old mind and a 30-year-old body, you're just like running around with amnesia, like running from the cops, escaping from the old folks' home. They're like, what the hell? You're doing parkour.
That's it.
Doing parkour and having sex. Everyone's like, what the hell? That's how I read that question. Diane's like, you messed up. I'm like, well,
exactly.
It's a weird question. It wasn't specific
weird question,
enough.
But I actually enjoyed that one.
Okay, that's going to be like part 1A.
Part 1A.
Part 1B will be the next 12, or the next 6 questions, and that's the first 12. So yeah,
gotcha.
Hopefully you guys like this bonus episode.
I enjoy that.
It's not bad.
You gotta send me that.
No.
I'll do that to AJ. I'll just Google it then.
For our listeners, it's actually, for me anyways, I can't speak for Diane, but I found it very interesting. Me and Diane have been dating 8 years, and we've only done part 1 and part 2. We still have part 3 to do. But to just sit down and we'll pour each of us a glass of wine and turn phones off with some light music, dim the lights and just talk about this shit, I feel like I learned a little bit more about her. Even what she prioritizes, like what she constitutes as a perfect day is completely different from what I think of a perfect day is. So it's really like I learned more about her just through this rather than the typical like, how was your day? What are we doing this weekend? Like, this is what happened to this person. It's very specific to getting to know someone better. So we will catch you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.